I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by Lilith DeRose. Hi.
Thank you for having me on.
I appreciate you coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Sure. My name's Lilith DeRose, and I'm the Guardian of Dreams.
The Guardian of Dreams. Good dreams, bad dreams, both?
All dreams.
All
Ones when you
dreams.
sleep, aspirational, everything.
Yeah, well, cool. Was it your dream to become a VTuber, or how did you get involved in it?
Yeah, actually, I first encountered VTubers in grade 6, and from then, I knew I wanted to be one. And it was a long journey, because the first thing I knew I needed to do was draw, because I was grade 6, no money.
Yeah, that does tend to stump things really early if you don't have any money.
Definitely.
Wow. So have you become quite an artist?
Yeah, I've definitely learned a lot.
So
And
you did your own model.
yes, I drew my model
Mm-hmm.
and actually the artwork for the thumbnail.
Cool. That's well, you'll see your work right there as you're watching and listening to the interview here. So are you a self-taught artist?
Yes, yeah, I'm self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
From a lot of books, of course. So, like,
Yeah.
I guess I have a lot of mentors,
Mm-hmm.
but no one directly.
Well, but did you actually start with pen on paper first, or did you go directly onto the computer?
Well, I started with pen and paper because I would doodle all through class, just drawing,
Yeah.
learning how to draw.
Yeah.
And eventually, I got an iPad, and that's when my drawings really started to get good.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So, have you thought about taking any classes, art classes, or are you going to stick with your own self-learning?
I would stick with my own self-learning. I tried art commissions before, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So I mainly draw for personal.
Yeah, yes, it gets tougher when you're trying to go to somebody else's expectations, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I find that I really only have motivation to draw when I'm drawing something that I have full passion for.
Yeah, that's well, that's a start. I mean, you'll get in. First of all, you're still kind of you're still learning as you go. Artists never sleep when it comes to that. Have you gotten to the point where you're never really quite satisfied with anything you've done, and you want to keep tweaking on it?
Oh yes. I've been through so many VTuber models just because I've been never satisfied what I've made.
Yeah.
Actually, the most progress I've made in my art was just making myself models.
Yeah. Yeah. And if somebody took a liking to it, would you put up a model for somebody?
Consider it.
Yeah.
I do have like a very special way I like to my models. So it would probably be a lot for the person if I were, just because of how I separate them.
Well, you've got your own personal style, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Wow. So have you always been somebody who wanted to perform in front of people?
In a sense, I didn't like being, how do I explain this?
No.
So I've always loved the performing arts.
Right.
But I didn't like seeing my human Sona self on the stage.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be there.
You wanted to do it, but not as you.
Yes, essentially.
Well, that's kind of what it's about. You get to be somebody else when you're on stage.
Definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
So have you done any theater at all or anything along those lines?
I did a little theater
Mm-hmm.
in grade 3.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I switched schools to a school that didn't do theater,
Mm.
so I couldn't do that.
Oh,
But
okay.
ever since grade 1, I believe, I've been doing dance.
Ah,
And
so
I've been doing that all the way up to last year because I started university.
yeah. So so what type of dance was it? All different types or?
Yeah, I've tried quite a few different dances.
Mm.
I originally started in ballet,
Oh, yeah.
and then
There,
I
there's a
moved on
there.
to acro.
Ballet is a discipline for you. Yeah,
Oh,
you
yes,
you have to be
very
exactly perfect.
disciplined.
And you moved on to which type again?
Acro.
Okay.
It's like
Oh.
acrobatic dancing.
Uh-huh.
And from then, I moved on to Highland dance, which
Oh,
is, yeah, it's
Scottish.
another very disciplined dance.
Yes, very, very much, very, 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 very much Scottish. I don't do a very good Scottish
Yes,
accent, but it is very. It doesn't seem like it when you're watching it, but I imagine it's very complicated.
it is.
Remember, if you don't,
And
if you
I'm
don't,
very like,
if you don't hit your step with everybody else, it really doesn't look right at all.
yes. And it doesn't help that there's 50 different dance steps you can do for
Mm,
the same dance.
mm. So have you what did you do after that? Did you keep up the Scottish dancing?
Yes, I've been doing that up to last year
Mm-hmm.
with a dance studio.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I've been continuing to practice on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever go out and do like little? I know that sometimes dance studios will take their students out and do performances. Did you ever do anything like that?
So I actually changed dance studios 3
Mm.
times.
Oh.
The first, yeah, it was just because we moved a lot.
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty tough to
Uh,
keep going like that.
yeah. So the first dance studio I was part of did both competitive and non-competitive dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I always took part in the non-competitive dancing.
Mm.
And even though we weren't in the competitive, at the end of the year, and sometimes at Christmas, we would do dance recitals where we'd show what we learned.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
how did you feel about that when they came up?
oh, it was always fun.
Mm.
It was great hanging out with all the girls and dancing with everyone,
Mm.
seeing everyone in all the different dance classes, hanging out.
Yeah. So you didn't you were okay with being on stages with a group like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, definitely.
So when you started with the VTubing, did any of that carry over? And did you have a tough time realizing that you were going to have a an audience of potentially everybody in the world?
Uh, no. So I approached VTubing in a way that was, I think, a little bit different than some people do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not all that different, just a little slightly.
Mm-hmm. How?
I started off with my first 3 years just doing it as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And really, this year is the first year that I've tried actually going anywhere with it.
Mm. So you have been doing this quite a while, really. You're a veteran. A lot of folks are just a few months or maybe a year or so. So you've been doing this for a little while.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So what have you learned about yourself while doing it? Is there something that being on there and dealing with Chad and playing the game at the same time that you discovered that you didn't know when you started?
I apparently sound like a Southern person.
Oh, now. uh,
Yeah, I find it funny because
mm,
I'm nowhere near the South.
well, well, sometimes you just pick it up every once in a while. It depends on, I'm a Midwesterner myself, and if I go somewhere for more than a week, I start picking up their accent. It was pretty bad when I was in radio. come
Sounds like it would be tough.
come back and and I have a twang on my voice, and they're like, what happened to you? Oh, sorry. I'll get back to it. But
Yeah, no.
yeah. So do folks did folks actually comment on that?
Yeah, every so often, like, are you from the Mid-South or something? Like the Mid-South in the US? Like, nah, try farther up north. Never been down there.
Yeah, not yet anyway. And
Yeah, no, not yet.
yeah. So as far as what you're doing online with the stream, what type of games are you playing?
Um, Hold on, let me check. I do play a lot of Minecraft,
Yeah.
and I do some Roblox,
Mm-hmm.
and the angry computer god has finally let me play not M&M's, MMOs again.
Okay, that's good.
So that's great.
Yeah. So I saw you played as we are doing this interview a little while ago. Goose Goose Duck.
Yes, I took part in a collab stream earlier today.
Now, how did that go?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Is
It was great.
Is that as crazy as it looks?
Uh,
I mean, the game looks pretty
I think
nuts.
it depends on the collab.
Well,
Oh, the game?
yeah.
It's a little bit difficult. I spent forever just trying to remember how to do the tasks. I think I only managed to like them 5 times.
In the meantime, you're wondering about getting killed by somebody in the meantime. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
survive, man. So what games would you like to try on stream?
I want to do more VR chats. I can do it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really have good enough gear
Wow.
to do it well.
Yeah. Is it fun for you to be able to kind of interact a little bit more with the chat that way?
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It's actually, I'm focusing my model on making chat interactions at the forefront.
Cool. So what type of games would you like to put on?
I'd like a lot more strategy games. I love strategy games.
Oh.
The
So
only downside is it costs money.
yeah, the strategy games. The strategy games tend to cost a little more money because people put a little more brain into them, I think.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So if we're talking a strategy, what would be the ultimate strategy game for you, Lilith?
The ultimate strategy game. Something that requires a lot of thinking and lots of challenging puzzles.
Yeah.
I'm good at solving puzzles, so I like game challenges.
Yeah. Sounds like Undertale would have been for you. There's a lot of puzzles there, that's for sure. What would be? Is there a game out there that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
I sometimes look at games that I want to do, but I mainly look at games that I can do.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying over games that I can't.
Yeah. But yeah, it's there's sometimes you're able to get some games that you're able to play on your own, and don't really want to use it online. Are there some games like that where you play offline rather than put it online?
Yeah, I do that a lot with my favorite game in the world,
Which
Aura
is?
Kingdom.
Which one is it?
Aura Kingdom. It's a MMORPG, but the community for it's fairly small,
Yeah.
so I don't stream it a lot.
Right.
And my computer gets very angry when I play it.
Yeah, so that would be kind of tough to stream when that happens. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I had that too with the Fallout games. My computer just barely ran them, and every once in a while it didn't. I was like, okay, well, we'll just try again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, one of my biggest goals is to get sponsored by Aura Kingdom and manage to get my Sona as like an Eidolon or something.
Oh, cool. Have you gotten a hold of them yet?
No, I'm a little worried because I'm still very small because when I was just doing it as a hobby, I'd always put school before.
Yeah.
So I never was very consistent.
Yeah. So what are you doing different now that you're by your own admission taking it a little more seriously and trying to do more with it? What are you doing now differently than say a couple years ago?
Keeping to a schedule for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I go on break, I do try to be live at least once a week instead of just being like, hey guys, I'm going on vacation. I'll be back in like 4 months.
First of all, who can afford a 4-month vacation?
No, it was because I was part of a robotic team.
Oh.
And we travel a lot during that time, competition time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's a robotic team.
Yes.
Is that like the battle bots?
I wasn't part of the battle bots. I was part of First Robotics.
Mm-hmm. So how did that go?
It was good. Our team almost made it to nationals last year.
Oh man, that's got to be something to see your creation go out there and flail somebody else's, but it also has to hurt a lot when you see that it get damaged.
Yeah.
How tough was it to take to watch what you put together go through something like that?
A little tough, but I also wasn't really watching because I was part of the outreach part of the team. They originally wanted me on the driving team because I was really good at driving it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to be responsible for destroying the robot.
I enjoy watching them, and it to see somebody really do well is fun to watch, but it's also sad for the other side who put so much into it just to pick up the parts of what's left. But that had to be some pretty good experience for you, though.
It was definitely.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Yeah. Did you like doing that, sort of being the front person for that sort of thing?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Met lots of cool people.
Yeah.
I actually have a hat just full of pins from our competition.
Whoa, that's cool. That is excellent. That's something a lot of people would like to be a part of. That's really something you can brag about there. That's something you should bring up in conversation. By the way, and show a picture of the bot. I was on that team. People would go for that right away.
I guess if I think about it, I do have quite a bit of things I could brag about.
Yeah.
But I won't, especially on stream, because they relate to my human Sona.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of the things that this does is allows you to expand yourself a little bit without having to worry about getting hit with arrows from dingbats and all that stuff who just want to take you down for no reason. Have you found that very easy for you to do now? That easier to interact with folks from chat now that you have an established persona up there?
Yeah, I definitely do. And I also like the privacy it provides and the chance to not have to connect my streaming to my past. Because although I have a good past, I don't really want it to be what defines me as a person.
Excellent. Yeah, you go out and make your own way.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you got a pretty good attitude towards this. What are your plans for expanding the channel in the near future?
I plan to do a lot of collabs. And I'm currently saving up for a better PC.
Yeah.
Instead of just my laptop.
That will always help. Good equipment helps, but you don't have to spend too much on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did price out to decide which one to do. I was like, wow, the upgrades to keep my PC running just barely good enough for streaming is about the same price as this barely high-end pre-built PC.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I prefer the high-end PC.
Yeah.
Because it will last longer and is built for this.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like having a car, that you own. It's paid for, it's used, and it needs to be fixed, but fixing it would cost more than actually getting another car.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I do plan to share my laptop with my sibling.
Yeah.
Well, one of my siblings.
Yeah.
And also use it for video editing.
Mm.
And the other one will be dedicated to streaming.
Excellent. And this is gonna be full time for you for a while, huh?
Yeah, if I can.
Well, yeah. Well, I wish you all the best for it. You've done it for a while now. You know it's not the easiest thing in the world, although it looks easy. Growing it is a different story. And have you got yourself a marketing plan?
Once I finish my model, because she is, in my opinion, downright gorgeous, I'm going to start making shorts and YouTube videos to help promote the channel and possibly another source of income.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you've got a plan ready to go, and we'll see this beautiful model come up pretty soon. You're a little biased, I think, but you know, in your opinion, but you know, I don't doubt you one bit. I think that you've certainly established your want to do this, and that is a lot toward making the channel a success. And I wish you all the best in doing so. I hope that you come back and let us know what's going on once you do catch some of these big events coming up. Okay?
Thank you.
I
definitely will.
I hope so, because we want to let know what's going on in what you've got going, Lilith. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome being here.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.